Jefferson curl. Now this is the starting point to starting to load up your spine in a super flexed deep position. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. We are trying to get as specific to your range of motion and to your pain positions as possible, meaning we always stay pain adjacent. We never push into it. We can load the spine up if we have a little bit of pain. We just don't drive into it. So let's say, like the example I just gave, the demonstration of slowly going down as far as you can. Let's say, for example, I get pain here, just as an example. Well, then I don't go past this point. That's as far as I can go. I might try in an unloaded position to see if I can use my hips to get a little bit deeper and if that has any pain. But if this is the max effort I go to, where I can't go into any point past here without significant amounts of pain, well, then I don't go past it. And that's very important. It's the most important thing when doing a Jefferson curl. We are not loading your spine up just unconsciously or just trying to put it into a super deep position because I said so. It's really as specific as we can make it to your body and your system. The whole technique is the same starting point we have for our standing spine car is what we get to. So as I go down here, this should look very familiar as a standing spine flexion rep, except this time when I max out the amount of range my spine can round forward, as soon as I get there, wherever that is, I then use my hips a little bit, I shift my weight back, and I get deeper and deeper. Again, still trying to flex the spine here, but also using a little bit of hip to allow me to get to a very deep range of motion, wherever that is for you. I have an example of trying to get to the point where you can reach your hands down and touch the toes or even get past the toes, but you get to where you can get to. And then from here, as you come back up, you're trying to drive the hips forward. So as soon as your lower back can take on that load, the better. So my hips come forward first. I then come slowly back up, trying to use my low back as I come upright instead of letting my hips do all the work. This is in contrast to any hip hinge motion. So if I have a barbell and I'm doing a RDL or a deadlift or any sort of hip hinge variation here, I'm trying to keep a neutral spine and let my hips do all the work. What we're trying to do with a Jefferson curl is pretty much the exact opposite. I want my spine to do all the work in a safe, pain-free position and let the hips kind of assist where they need to. And that's the big key, is I want to make sure we're slowly progressing the amount of load that spine can handle in a flexed position, because over time, as we're able to add more and more load, that's what gets the tension away. That's what gets the strength into that position and teaches your body that those positions aren't necessarily dangerous or harmful, provided we progress in the right way, but they're actually beneficial in making sure that I can get into those deep positions when needed throughout my day, within my training, whatever it may be. Again, we are about building capacity here, so we have to take this progressively. So we have to take it step by step, only starting with no weight. Eventually, we will add more load to this as our capacity improves.